Hi everyone, I welcome you all to the another interesting session on Sri Chaitanya Academy regarding your career path. Now, I think this is Lalita Devi, your senior math faculty, and now we are going to discuss about what to choose between the engineering and medicine. So we have completed our sessions on first how to, what are the exploring the career paths after the completion of 10th. Like we are going to explore different paths like humanities and arts and commerce like that. And then after we discussed about IIT JEE and NEET, and then after we discussed about some tips regarding the cracking of IIT JEE and NEET. But if you are still confused to choose which path to go, then we got another session for you to help you to choose between the engineering and medicine. Okay, so now let's start the session with, so making a career decision is really a tough task for everyone, and we should consider some of the factors in order to decide what is the correct path for us. And if you look at the both engineering and medicine, they are providing more career opportunities for us, and they but in order to get or in order to choose between them, it requires a skill set. Like both engineering and medicine are having a different types of interest with respect to the individuals. So both the fields are having the different skills and different interests. So we will discuss first what are the factors we can consider in order to decide between what is the career path we are going to choose between the engineering and medicine. Okay, so here comes the list of factors that we have brought for you, which will help you to choose between them. So first one is your interest and passion. So whenever we are talking about choosing a career path, we should not regret that at that time I have not chosen that one. So in order to make sure that we are not thinking about that in our future, so it's our time for us to choose a field which is aligned with our interest and the passion. Okay, and moving to the next is our strengths and skills. So if you have chosen one thing and if your strengths are aligned with the another program, then it will be of no use. So we must know about our strengths and skills, and then after we are going to check what is the field that will be aligned and which will be closer to our strengths and skills. Okay, then after another one also will be, that is nothing but our work environment. So if we want to continue in any of the program, whether it was in any of the field like your engineering or the medicine, work environment also plays the major role. So moving to the next is our job stability and demand. So if you are earning more and if you are having more financial benefit from that, then we can choose it with the more passion. We can continue with in that with more passion and all. And next we will discuss about what is the time consumption in order to get into the engineering, in order to complete the engineering, and what is the time required to complete the medical field. Okay, and then after we will discuss about the financial considerations, which is the most important obstacle in our everyone career path. Okay, so if you are thinking about if you want to continue your studies with the scholarships, and if you want to complete your studies with your own financial, complete your studies with the financial independent, then you have to consider your financial conditions or financial considerations for both engineering and medical. And then after we will think about, we will discuss about the work-life balance. So if you are having both work and life are balanced when you get into your dream job, then it will be easier for you to balance anything. So there will be no word for stress. Of course we will be having, but we will take it with a smile. Okay, and moving to the next, we will discuss about how we are going to impact on the society on taking whatever the profession we want. Like if it was engineering, how we are going to impact them, and if it was a medicine, how we are going to impact our society with the services that we are providing. And finally we will discuss about our personal satisfaction and what is our career growth we will think. Okay, so now let's discuss them individually, like how they are going to be how they are going to be different for engineering and medical. Okay, so coming to the first factor is our interest. So how can we know that we are interested towards engineering and towards medicine? Means if you are interested in problem solving, and if you are a love, if you are having more passion and more love towards the technology, and if you are having more problem solving skills, then engineering will be the best profession for you. So if you are thinking of helping others, and if you are thinking of science and biology, then you can go for the medicine. Okay, so now if you are having the see, coming to here, another important thing we are having between the engineering and medicine is engineering will be dependent on the advancement of technology. Like you have to keep yourself updated with the upcoming technologies, and in the medicine field you have to go for the continuous learning process. Okay, so there will be no word that we are not going to, we are going to stop somewhere the learning when you choose the medicine field. Okay, but you have to learn continuously when you are choosing the medicine field. And if you are choosing the engineering field, you have to keep update yourself with the upcoming technologies and updates of the current technologies. Okay, now let's discuss about the next one, that is our strengths and skills. So if you want to choose engineering, then your skills should be of the problem analytical skills. Analytical skills in the sense, if you are having a complex problem, then you have to break down that problem into the simpler parts, and you have to find the logical solution for that. Okay, now moving to the next is our mathematical aptitude. If you want to choose engineering, you should be having a good knowledge of mathematics like calculus, algebra and physics. And moving to next is our problem solving skills. So in engineering, mostly we will find the solution, that too a technological solution for the current problems we are having. Like we will we will design some systems and we will troubleshoot some systems. So at that time we should have a basic idea of how to solve the problems that we are having currently. Okay, next it is of your attention to detail. Attention to detail in the sense, whether it was a coding, or whether it was a design, or whether it was any system innovation, you should be very clear about each and every important point with respect to that, so that you are going to avoid whatever the mistakes that will arise whenever you are solving a problem and you are finding a solution for that. Because once the error came, it will be having a great impact on the entire project. So now moving to the next is medicine. So what skills will be best suited for the medicine are empathy. Empathy in the sense, you should be having an emotional conversation with the patients, because whatever their medical condition, that you have to communicate with them in a proper way, and that should be like you are not going to hurt them, and you have to say whatever their medical conditions are. Next is your communication skills. You should have a good communication skills to inform the patients about their diseases and how we are going to, you have to communicate what are the treatments that you are going to prefer for them and all. And next it was of your subject knowledge, scientific knowledge. Scientific knowledge in the sense, you should have a good knowledge in the biology and chemistry. So where you are going to learn about your human body totally, like your anatomy and physiology, like that. Next, it was of your critical thinking. Critical thinking means you should be very quick in making decisions when the emergency situation arises. So like if a patient is suffering with some diseases and they need, with some disease, and they need the urgent surgery, at that time you should be very clear about whatever the decision you are taking, and how, it depends on how you are, how quickly you are taking the decision. So next, we will discuss about the where we work. So where we work, like whatever the workplaces we are having for the engineering and the medicine. So whenever we are choosing the engineering field, we will work mostly in the offices and lab researchers like your NASA and NASA, ISRO, such type of institutes we can do research works. And coming to the next, offices in the sense, we are having more, more reputed organizations like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, like that. And next, we can go for the entrepreneurship also. So if you are doing engineering and you are having the good management skills, then you can go for the entrepreneurship also. And on-site locations, so mostly we know that on-site locations means we are going to for our job opportunities in order to increase our good communication skills and the knowledge skills. Okay, moving to the next is the typical task. So what are the tasks mostly engineers will do means, first they will design or they will develop the products. So like just consider that if you are having a product, so that design and the development of that product with respect to the technology will be done by the engineers. Okay, and your projects, and if you consider some civil engineers, they have to work on the fields in order for the construction work, and they mostly work in the fields of manufacturing also. Manufacturing a product in the sense, when we take any steel companies like that, they are manufacturing different types of products, right? So in such type of fields mostly engineers will work. And when coming to the workplace of the medicine, mostly doctors will work in the hospitals where they can do practice, or they will start their own clinics, or they can do the private practice in the reputed organizations. And their typical task will be comprises of the diagnosing the illness. So whatever the whatever the problems and the health issues we are having for the patients, those will be diagnosed by the doctors, and they will provide the prescribed treatments. They will provide the better treatment plan for the patients, and next they will conduct surgeries, and they will interacting with patients and the medical staff. So they mostly interact with the patients and the medical staff. Moving to the next is our career stability and on demand. So when we are talking about the career stability, most of us will think that for engineering we are not having more number of jobs. So in market maybe that was your talk, but actual thing is, if you are good at finding a right job for you with your own skills, then you can be stable in that. Okay, you can continue in a particular company up to 4 or 5 years, up to your interest. Okay, so it is not a thing like we are not having a job stability in the engineering and any other field. Okay, in any of the field, if you are updating yourself with the upcoming technologies, and if you are very good at improving your knowledge skills, and if you are very good at applying those applying the knowledge to problem solving and all, then you will be having a greater stability in the engineering fields. Okay, so mostly if you are talking about, if we are talking about the stability, engineers are having the high global demand. It means they are having the demand over all the countries. And next, they are having the stable career prospects. Like if you take an example of our most of the famous companies like Amazon or Google, they are providing the stability, but it depends upon how you are updating yourself and how you are very good at making yourself better version. Okay, and next, opportunities for growth. So as you know that coming to the engineering field, we are mostly having the promotions where we will get a higher career growth with the position and all. And moving to the next, medicine. So medicine is having a constant demand where the demand for that profession is going to increase, and it will be of a constant one. And moving to the next one is the job security and stability. Okay, if we compare the engineering and medicine, of course we will say that we are having job security more for the medicine. Why? Because it is of a primary need for everyone. And moving to the next one is the growing opportunities. So as I told you that we are having so many growing opportunities whenever we are working in the medicine field. Like you can go for the researchers in the JIPMER, and you can go for the AIMS, and you can do the research, and there you can get the fellowship. And mostly we are having so much demand for the biotechnologies, where they can find so many, they can innovate so many things for with the help of biology and the technology. Okay, now moving to the next is our length. Length in the sense how much duration it will take in order to become an engineer, and how much duration it will take to become the doctor. Okay, so when we talk about the engineer, first of all we will go for the undergraduate degree, which is of a BTech or BTech or BS, which is of 4 years. And then after, it is your wish and it depends upon your interest whether to go for the master studies and complete your masters in MTech or MS. Okay, so mostly undergraduate course will be comprising of your 4 years, and then after, if you want to go for the graduate studies, like if you want to go for the masters, then it will be of 1 to 3 years. That depends upon your specialization that you are taking. Okay, and you will be having a career guidance certifications also. Like most of us are most of the engineers will participate in some of the certification programs given by Amazon, Google and Microsoft, because they need to develop their technological skills. Okay, so that you can go as your wish. It depends upon your wish and the company. Sometimes company only will sponsor you to go for the certification programs and to improve your knowledge. Okay, and when we talk about the medicine, as it was a lifelong continuous learning, it is taking more number of years to get settled, to get a job. So now coming to here, for the undergraduate degree, mostly it was of 4 years. Then after that, you have to go for the medical school, which comprises of your 4 years. And then after, it depends upon your wish. And residency will go for the 3 to 7 years. And coming to the next is your fellowship, which is of 1 to 3 years. Moving to the next, it was of your earning potential. So coming to the earning potential, if we talk about, both engineering and medical field are having the same level of earning potential. Okay, why? Because when we talk about the engineering, we are having some companies which are offering more packages also, like those who got placed from IITs and NITs, they are making a basic salary of 6 figures, right? So such type of earning potentials will be there for engineering. And for medicine, as I told you, that if you are going for a private practice in any hospital, they will give you the six-figure package. See, in the practice only you are gaining the 6-figure, means it is giving more package if you are completed with your with your graduation means. Okay. Now moving to the next is balancing work life. We have to check how we can balance our work and life if we are choosing one profession. Okay. When we talk about the engineering, we are having a set of hours, like 9 to 5 or 10 to 7, like that. We are having a set of hours, and we are having a flexible shifts. Like if we consider Wipro and Infosys, they are having the 3 types of shifts. Even Tech Mahindra also, they are having 3 types of shifts, and they are having the flexibility in their schedule. Like you can take work from home, or you can take hybrid, or you can take completely from office also. Okay, so they will give you the flexibility in your work timings and in your work location with respect to the position that you are going to. Okay, and coming to the industry variation, so it depends upon whatever the industry that you are choosing, and we can say that we are having more work-life balance in the engineering field. And now it comes to the medicine. So coming to the medicine, we are having on-call shifts. So if there was any emergency, then you have to go suddenly, and you have to go suddenly, and there will be a night shift for the medicine field also. Like coming to the next was stress and emotional role. So you will be very stressful because you have to communicate a lot, and you have to deal with the patients, and there you are going to deal with different types of patients and their problems. So, and coming to the next of impact of residency. So while doing residency, or while you are going for the internship in your medicine field, you have to do lot of work in order to gain the practice from your supervisor. So those who are having your senior, from there, if you need to gain the knowledge, you have to do a lot of work and lot of practice, that too hands-on learning practice with the patients. Okay, now moving to the next is how will you impact the world. So whenever we are choosing a profession, first of all we will think of how we are going to how we are going to improve ourselves in that profession, and next we will think of how we are going to impact the society around us with our work. So now if we talk about impact of both engineering and medicine on society, engineers are going to impact the society in indirect way. Means if we are having any particular problem that is related to the society, then they will innovate and they will just find a solution for that, and they are going to implement it technologically, I mean with the help of technology, and they will just give the infrastructure developments, and they are going to just solve the problems that are related to the global challenges. Okay, but coming to the medical field, you are going to have the direct impact on the patients, because you are dealing with the patients directly, whereas in engineering field you are dealing with the society, that too in an indirect way, and you are finding a solution in the indirect way, and your name or your if you are doing a project under a team, that team will be represented, and individually also you will be getting a good identity from your team. Okay, but coming to the medical field, you yourself, like individually, there is a chance that you are going to be identified, and you are, whatever the knowledge is there, that should be identified. And next, coming to the next one, research and disease prevention. So most of the medicine students will think of becoming a doctor like that, but mostly in clinics also they will go for the research, and they will find solution for the current existing diseases. Okay, like when we talk about the cancer, now we can know that South Korea is just implementing its research work to make sure that the whatever the cells we are having, cancer affected cells, that will become normally. So like that they will do some research works, but they won't affect any like any humans or any other things. Okay, so now moving to the next one is like our where will you find. So coming to the next, okay, so this is nothing but how like personal satisfaction we are having when we are choosing the engineering and medicine. So how can we feel this satisfaction? Means if you are just good at problem solving skills, and if you find a new thing, then you will feel very good, and you will feel more satisfaction in your engineering field, and you will get the career growth, like how innovative you are. And see, coming to the engineering, mostly it was of what are the different ways that you are thinking in order to solve that problem. So that gives you the most satisfaction, and that gives you the most wonderful thing. Okay, and coming to the medicine, it's like you are serving to the patients, like you are doing service to the patients, and you are thinking about the public health, like how can we reduce, how can we avoid the diseases, and how can we treat them, like that. So coming to here in medicine, mostly your emotional communication and your whatever the way of talking with the patients plays the major role in your satisfaction. So for suppose if you are having a patient and you are just dealing with them, and you are just saying to them whatever the diseases with more patients, then you will feel very satisfied. Okay, and if they come back to you and if they say that I have just whatever the disease they are having, that just gone, so that will makes you more satisfied whenever you are thinking about that. Okay, now coming to here, it was of long term career growth and the emotional reward. So as I told you that if a patient became normal after once visiting to you, like after once visiting to the doctors, we will say that we became normal just because of you. Such type of emotional connection you are going to build with the doctors. Okay, and coming to the engineering also, mostly in engineering we will we will innovate the things, and we will find a new way of new way of solving any problem. Okay, so coming to the next, you might be having this question that what to choose engineering and doctor after the completion of this session also, right? So at that time what you will do is just sit down and just take some self questions to yourself, because you only know what is your passion and what interest you are having towards. Okay, so some of the questions you can ask is, do I prefer technical problem solving or working with people? Like if you are good at from childhood, some students are good at preparing like car toys, and they are just very good at fixing the body parts and like that. So at that time, if you are very good at the problem solving skills, and then you can go for the engineering. But if you are good at helping others in order to uh, give them the best prescription in treatments and all, then you can go for the medicine. Okay, now moving to the next one, am I passionate about science and healthcare or the technology and innovation? Whenever we are talking about this science and healthcare, mostly we will talk about the public health. Like we will keep ourselves updated with respect to the different fields. Like for an engineer, always they will keep them they will keep themselves updated with the emerging technologies and whatever the upcoming trends we are having, like our AI, ML, and humanoid robotics, like that. And coming to the medicine field, there also they are just going to update themselves, but with respect to the whatever the biological effects and the human body parts they are having, that like that. Okay, actually coming to the next one, am I ready for the years of education required for medicine? So this is the most important question. So if you are facing financial obstacles and if you can't afford that, then you can go for the scholarships. But what if you are not having enough time, like you want to complete your undergraduation within short period of time, then you can go for engineering. And you can have, you are having so much interest in doing the continuous learning process, and you can get you are very interested towards that, then you can go for the medicine. Moving to the next, do I want a predictable schedule or a more dynamic and unpredictable career? It means if you are a type of person who is just having a knowledge, who is just very comfortable with a fixed schedule and a fixed hours of work, then we can go for the engineering. Okay, but because in medicine we have to sacrifice out of our working hours. You have to work more for, and you have to go on some emergency basis during your night times also, right? So if you are not okay with the unpredictable hours, and if you are not okay with these like changing hours, then you can go for the engineering. But if you are okay and if you are very good at managing all those things, then you can go for the medicine. Okay, now moving to the next, making your decision. So how can we make our decision? In the sense, there is no right or wrong choice in that. It depends completely on you and what you are interested about. So it's you who can make what is the correct decision for you. Okay, now moving to the next, so just consider your passions, skills, and just talk with the professionals, and just go and do the research in the network, and in the internet, so you can find what is the best career path for you. Okay, whether it was engineering or the medical field, they both are not like engineering is not useful and medicine is not useful. They both are very important for the society. Why? Because when we are talking about the engineering field, if the engineer is suffering with some disease, they need the help of a doctor. And at the same time, if the doctor is having some issues related to their surgeries or anything, they need some equipment that should be designed by the engineers. So it is not like that engineers are having high demand and doctors are having high demand. It is like they are the two most important persons for the society to impact our lives a lot. Okay, so now it's your own choice to choose whatever the career path that you want. Understood? Did not lose confidence. Yes. So losing confidence in the sense, if we are very clear about whatever we want, that will boost your confidence. Okay, and another important thing is the regret. So regret in the life, in the sense, once you have chosen a wrong path now only, but you are not aware of it, but after some days or some years you will think that you are doing the job without any without any excitement and without any interest. That will be of no use. because whatever the career path you are choosing, whether it was engineering or medicine, just choose it wisely with respect to your interest, because no one is no one wants to force you to go into a field that you don't want. Okay, so you have to make it right now, and you should be very clear why you are choosing that field. Okay, why? Because sometimes you may went into the wrong path, and some your team leader may assign some work to you, and you feel frustrated, and you will think that why I have chosen this, if I am having my chance, I mean if I am having another choice at that time. Such type of regrets will make you very depressed when you completed your graduation. So don't make yourself regret for choosing a wrong path from your 11th and 12th. Okay, so yes, and we mostly have a conversation with the parents, and they will say that we are helping our children to make sure that they won't regret in their life. So they also want you to choose what is best for you and what you like, and they are to support you. So that's the reason, just choose choose the profession that you want, and that too very clearly you have to stand on your decision, and you have to work for it. Okay, and still if you are not able to, if you are not able to decide which one you have to choose, then you can attend some of the orientation sessions, and we are having some career guidance programs that are going on in Sri Chaitanya Academy offline centers, where the faculty are going to discuss with you, and they will personally interact with you to know what are your interests and what are your skills. Okay, so you can make use of it if you are not that much sure about which path to choose. Okay, and still any more doubts you can raise. So that's all, that's about your making your decision. So choose your decision wisely, because we can't, we are not allowed to say that why I have chosen this. That line and that question will give you a lot of depression when you completed your graduation. Okay, so make your profession and choose your profession according to your interest and passion only. Okay, so some students might be interested towards both engineering and medicine. Then you can go for the biotechnology, where you can combine both of your biology and the technology, right? So you are having multiple choices where you can go and where you can combine your interest also. Okay, maybe some students are interested towards AI and ML, so you can go for engineering, and from there you can go for the AI ML and how it is going to impact in some of the problems that we are having in general. Okay, and some students may be interested towards finding a drug, finding a drug in the sense finding the medicine to cure one of the health issue, general health issue, like your diabetes or cancer. Then you can go for the medicine. So it depends upon what you are thinking at now. After the completion of 10th, you will get to know what you want to choose. So some simple things that in our daily life will make us to choose the best career path. So that's the reason. So analyze yourself and analyze your skills, and just align them according to your profession that you want to choose. Okay, yes, moving to the next is, if you are still not sure about what to choose, then you can fill this form. As I told you, the faculty will interact with you, and they will guide you regarding your skills and interests, and they will help you to find which way you can go. See, becoming engineer in the sense, it doesn't mean that you have to choose BTech. Okay, in BTech also you are having different fields, like your software engineering and AI ML and data science. So in that fields also you don't know what is your interest, and how that interest is connected to one part of the engineering, right? So talk with the professionals, and if you are having any of your seniors, then talk with them and just get to know how your interest is aligned to which domain of the engineering. And in the same way, some people of medical field will like drugs, in the sense will like medicine and will like to prescribe medicine. So for them we are having the pharmacy, right? So there you can go for B pharmacy, where you are going to just you are going to do the research work on different medicine you are going to innovate. So it depends upon you how interest, I mean what are your interest and all. Okay, so but if you are unable to find it still, or if you are unable to just know about your profession, then you can fill this form and our faculties will surely connect with you and will help you to decide. Okay, so don't think that, see, currently if you are having an idea and interest in the engineering field, but you have chosen arts field, like designing and all, then it will be of no use, right? So that's the reason, just if you are not sure about what are the programs, I mean what are the domains you are having in both engineering and medicine in detail. See, engineering and medicine, it doesn't mean that BTech and MBBS. Okay, in engineering also you are having different types of fields. Maybe you are not aware what is the domain that is aligned with your interest. So at that time you need someone who has to guide you towards your aim. In that case we will help you to guide yourself to which field you want. Okay, so if you are having any further questions and if you need any further guidance, then you can fill this form. Or if you want to go for the center visit, you can go to your near center. There the faculties are available to guide you towards your interest. Okay, and if you are having further more questions, and if you are planned, like if you decided you have to choose either engineering or medicine and you want to prepare for cracking IIT JEE or NEET, then you can follow us on Telegram, where we will provide you the materials that will help you to make yourself prepare for the exams. Okay, and for the foundation, like for grade 8, 9 and 10 students also, we are having the advanced level of your current grade, and which will help you to crack IIT and IIT JEE and NEET. Okay, so moving to the next one is thank you for attending the today's session, and we will meet in the next session.